And it is the last episode of this particular 5, 10, and often 20 session of Poker Time. Right now it's 5-10, but they've been going a lot of straddling. Oh, in fact, there's a straddle even now, I see. We can't. Stuart's straddle is blocked by our dealer's humongous head. There you go. That's a better angle.
Kevin makes it 75. With ace-jack suited out of the big blind. Stuart probably just going to call. He could 3-bet. Looks like he might 3-bet. Yeah.
That is definitely a 3-bet. Let's see what Kevin does. Kevin's made some interesting decisions so far.
Kevin's kind of short to call.
Yep.
You can, though. I mean, it does flop well a decent amount of the time.
Is he going all in? No,
he's
he's
making the
calling.
call.
I thought he might have been going all in, too. So it's like, okay, I'm usually ahead. Not always, but you almost always.
Lots of bad flops for nines, though.
Yep. See if the blood blister can get under someone's skin.
I forgot about that.
Oh.
And that's a pretty good flop for nines. You don't love the diamonds, but you kind of have to go with it against a stack of 775.
Yeah, with 540 already in there, you might as well just shove it and hope he doesn't have it. He usually doesn't. And that's a bet of 165.
Oh, he just goes small instead.
He's trying to induce.
It's a pretty vulnerable hand to try to induce with, but it works out.
Yeah. Can't imagine he was folding to a shove there. He's just trying to. I think he's just trying to protect his range for all the other hands he's going to have.
Yeah, monochrome boards don't tend to favor the 3-better, so maybe that's why he went smaller.
You can generally bet really small on monochrome boards anyway, because people have a lot of binary decisions. Anyway, worked out. You kind of like seeing an 8-high board when you got 2 9s, you know?
I guess
It's
you
like
kind of do.
pretty good.
Except then you have that feeling like, God, I have to put more money in now.
Yep.
And I might lose it. That sucks. I hate losing money.
Kevin's going to put in a 3-bet right here.
Well, that's going to work. It almost didn't work against Danny, it looks like. But luckily for Kevin, the server came, and Danny was distracted. Or else the 4-bet was coming with the 3-4 suited.
These guys have been battling for a few hours now. We've seen some real blood drawn.
Some tears.
Bunch of people started this game who are no longer in this game. Some people came in the middle.
Strewn about the side of the road.
Really. Also, folks who came in the middle, not here either. Like, a lot of people have gone busto in this game as we've been playing. I'd say a solid 4 or 5 players.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's an unusual amount. K6 going to limp this time with the King 9.
Didn't like getting 3-bet last time, I guess.
No, I think he has been chastened. And nobody flops anything.
Backdoor hearts for Kevin. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
He's going to bet him. K6
wants a count.
looks like he's going to call.
Well, he does have the 9 of diamonds in his hand.
Is that a good card to have?
I mean, I don't know.
He now can make he can make a flush draw on the river.
I mean, K6 looks like he has an 8 from Kevin's point of view, doesn't he? Where he just check calls
yeah,
that
it's
on
kind
that
of
board.
interesting for Kevin to keep going with it.
Really, really unusual. Like,
he's putting the chips right in front of K6.
this is like the hand that you could fold out. Is like the weird king high hand that decided to call once. Like, what else is even there?
Do you think that's a strength tell or a weakness tell that Kevin just like put the chips right in front of K6, kind of like aggressively?
They're yours. Like almost like trying to show him off. Probably, yeah. Like his other bets are usually more in front of himself than putting him over like that. Like, see how much it is, buddy? See how much it is? Yeah. Is he like trying to get a deuce to fold on the turn?
I don't know. Seems unlikely.
Shouldn't really try and do that. Like,
it felt just kind of like a random bluff.
Yep, it worked.
It did.
That happens a lot in poker. It can be frustrating when those things just work, but
it doesn't have to have a reason behind it to be successful in poker.
That's right. We only ask about your intentions after the play is complete. I mean, unless you ask it during.
Yeah.
You could ask during.
Yeah, you could do that instead.
Yeah. Anyway, Sydney's going to open the king-queen into the straddle of Danny. Danny is folding almost none of his straddles. We know this.
I don't expect him to fold. It would be quite surprising.
Well, for sure he's not folding this.
I'll make sure to point that out in the episode.
Nobody flops anything.
Sydney should probably bet this dry board.
Probably. Danny does have all the threes, but he doesn't have that many threes. There's a lot of other stuff, as we see, too, and it's over in a hurry.
The button straddle is ubiquitous at this point.
It seems to be. It's nice.
Maybe they've agreed to continue through the rest of the session. Unclear.
If there was still that little, running line at the bottom of Poker Time saying Poker Time, we might know.
But we won't know now.
Yeah.
We'll never know.
For people who are wondering.
K6 limping 10-5 suited. Is this just wanting to get more hands in before the end of the session? The players are aware that the session is ending in 20 or 30 minutes.
Yeah, it seems like it has to be that, right? I don't know what else it could be. It's an open-ender for Sydney. It's middle pair for K6. They're going to check to Sydney, who is, gotta believe he's betting this a lot here, especially with backdoor diamonds on top. But I thought they were going to bring the turn, but looks like there is a bet of $30 and a call from everybody. Kevin trying to spike a 9 there.
I don't know about that. King Queen looms large.
Well, it was a limped pot, so there aren't that many King Queens.
Yeah,
really.
I guess.
The turn is a 7 of diamonds. Good card for Sydney.
Yeah, what a
Kevin
card.
actually takes second place.
Yeah, congratulations.
And he's going to lead. Well, Sydney ain't folding.
Could raise even. It's a strange.
Absolutely.
It's a strange lead. It's a very strange lead.
I mean, 8-9 comes in, and Kevin does block 8-9. But
Yeah.
Sydney also blocks 8-9. It looks like, is that a raise or a call? That looks
call.
like a call. Yeah, 125.
I don't see K6 continuing in this hand.
No way. Best hand into the muck. And Kevin, what's the river? It's the 4 of hearts. Kevin does have the best hand, but will he be able to show this down?
I think he's gonna bluff and win. I think that's what's gonna happen.
He does have the blocker. There's the bluff, and Sydney's going to have an easy fold with queen high.
Yep.
I mean, he does block the nuts, but when Kevin leads out like that, turns out it wasn't strong, but it feels kind of strong.
Danny's got a tattoo on his arm there, and it says Rip City, which is like what the Portland Trailblazers thing. But for some reason I keep seeing pie crust when I look at it. Looks like it says pie crust to me.
I don't see the words at all. Where does it say Rip
on
City?
on his left arm there.
You can read that?
Yeah.
Wow. That's weird. I can't believe you can read that.
It says pie crust.
I guess you can't read it.
Yeah.
Oh, I was looking at his right arm, the inner of his right arm.
Why weren't you looking at the gigantic
Because you said
tattoo?
left arm, and I did my left side, not his.
Well done.
I see where it says Rip City now. I mean, not right now, but you feel me.
I feel it.
Anyway, Sydney, K6, Joseph, all reasonable winners here. You see that those things do not up to zero because a bunch of people who got crushed are no longer in the game.
Yes, they're gone. They're dead. They no longer exist.
And that's why everyone else is smiling and happy.
Well, there are still losers in the game.
Yes, they are. But they're still in the action. They get to feel alive for the first time in years.
Feel the wind in their hair.
Gretchen Mall is very upset because she says that you don't feel alive when you're with me. It's a Rounders joke.
Rounders joke.
Sort of. More reference than joke. Is it even a joke if it's not funny? I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
Just a reference then. I could see why she'd be upset about that, though.
Yeah.
What Mike McD said that to her. That was ridiculous.
She was unfairly portrayed and received. Now they tried to make her extra unlikable, I think, for you to be on Mike McD's side. But everything she asked of him was pretty reasonable. It seemed
that happens a lot. Skylar in Breaking Bad also I feel is unfairly persecuted. If you look at the show from her point of view, it makes perfect sense. Everything she says is beyond. She exhibits so much patience and is reasonable. Anyway, saying.
We've got a big 3-bet. And K6 has to fold his favorite hand.
Yep. I guess Kevin was going with it.
I guess
that was a really big 3-bet.
Kevin's been 3-betting a lot.
Yeah.
It's been like one orbit, and he's 3-bet 3 times.
Well, he got 3-bet once.
That was cool.
I remember that one.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I was too busy reading the pie crust tattoo.
He's Jack of clubs.
Yeah.
Boy, I was like, how can he read that tattoo? It looks like just a weird random mark to me. And then it was the other tattoo. Makes me feel good, though, that I'm not blind as a bat.
Okay, good.
I just went to the eye doctor, so it would have been disappointing.
Everybody wanted to know that.
Well, it plays into the blind as a bat thing.
Gotcha. Kevin doesn't flop much. Stu Younger with the gut shot in the pair. It's going to check anyway. That's a scary card for sevens. King 10 does improve to a gut shot.
Stuart's loving the fact that this is checking. And
3 sevens now, but it's 4 to a straight. Unlikely, the way Kevin's played the hand, for him to have 8 in his hand.
Stuart could check again, but he's just like, I just got to go for value. Could check again just to induce, but Kevin hasn't shown a whole lot of proclivity towards the bluffing. Although the fact that he's thinking now makes me think he would never call, right? So
he might have been thinking about repping the nuts because he blocked it.
If you guys played each session and the person that lost
could have put Stuart in a tough spot.
In the vice, they call it.
The vase.
The vice.
Like that.
Yeah.
In the vase.
You got to get like a cool graphic and somebody says, he's in the vice.
Maybe Danny can get that tattoo.
Yeah. Next to the pie crust.
No, it'd be one of the cheapo tasers.
I mean, maybe.
Are you seeing pie crust at all when you look at that?
No, the first word looks like the word blue to me sometimes.
Blue,
though.
huh?
Yeah. Because that R is so adorned.
Embezzled.
Yeah. Bedazzled.
I know, that's why.
Blue oyster.
I think we're going to
Big
Don't fear
blue,
the
blue and an
Reaper.
O anyway.
Don't fear the Reaper, man.
Absolutely.
I'm burning for you.
That's a different song.
I know, but they're both by Blue Oyster Cult.
This game will go to another level on the internet.
Those are the only 2 songs I know of by Blue Oyster Cult.
They had a song called In Your Wildest Dreams in the 80s, which was like their big comeback song. It was a big hit.
Was it good?
Yeah. I mean, I liked it at the time. It wasn't good, but I liked it at the time.
Okay. If you squeeze some joy out of it, then you know it's great.
I did. I legit squeezed some joy. All right, so
Eventually we'll get to the next
yeah,
hand here.
Sydney is straddling here on the button for 20, and looks like Stuart raising it up with a hand of some sort or another.
He's got a Stewart type hand.
Yep.
Don't you just get waterboard?
One of those hands that Stewart would raise.
Danny's not folding.
Of course not. Oh, Stewart has aces.
That's a good hand. This is where you
I
really
think
hope they 3-bet
He's
you.
probably ahead
I was just
of
curious.
Danny.
It's good. It's a good joke. It's
Thanks.
not a joke made a lot in poker, so that's what I like about it.
8 of spades must feel pretty enticing to Danny there.
They are deep as hell, and Stuart checks. I like that on this board.
Danny
Makes
just checks
sense.
right back. A little
Yeah.
surprised to see that.
Danny has reasonable instincts in these. Oh my
Ooh,
goodness!
That is a monster double gutter and a flush drawn out for Danny, and Stewart does not like to see a card like that roll off.
Danny can raise right now.
And
Very reasonably.
I think he probably should when Stewart checks the flop.
Yeah, let's see if he does.
I don't think it's going to work, but I think it's the
No,
right play.
it will not work against this hand. There's the raise, and Stuart really does have to call this hand specifically, I think.
Right, especially without a spade in his hand.
Exactly. No spade. Danny very reasonably has a 7 in his hand, or a Jack 10 kind of a hand.
Or he's just Danny.
Yeah.
You know, he's just like, you check the flop, and this is my board, not yours.
There's no way Stuart's just going to fold 2 aces here, especially without a spade. Probably even with a spade, quite frankly. The question is, will Danny fire again if he misses? I mean, let's see what the river is.
He often does.
Now, let's see what the river is. This is going to be very interesting.
Stewart's pretty face up at this point. Ooh, that's going to be
Well,
a card that
Danny's-
Stewart can call a little easily.
Yeah, yeah. Danny doesn't have very many 8s. Danny has maybe a little bit of pocket 9s. If Danny just checks it back, he knows he can't get it through.
Yeah, that's a bad card, and Danny recognized that it was a bad card to rep. So
Good job,
good
Danny.
job, very
Yeah.
good job. Because I definitely don't think it was going to work.
I don't either. I think it would have been a...
Maybe if he goes all in, which would be a huge bet. Maybe that works.
It would be interesting to see
Okay.
someone-
But is that worth it? Probably not.
I don't think it is.
Just in case Stewart shows up with the 9s full once in a while.
Stuart may also call with the aces anyway.
He might.
Stuart knows he has to call with a reasonable chunk of his range
Yeah.
there, Danny, no matter how much Danny
His
bets.
aces with no spade, that's one of the better calling hands.
It is. I mean, I guess 10s is even better because you're blocking the straight, but
Yeah.
whatever.
We call it the open Jew.
K6 gets the W. Congratulations to him.
And he just rubs it in Stuart's face. Like, I had a 7 and a 3.
Set
Who
a
are
s-
you?
Get a set of steak knives for that.
What is your name?
I actually don't know. I've been being polite and pretending I knew your name, and now it's awkward. We've been sitting next to each other for hours. What is it again?
They call
Sam?
you Blood Blister? It's unclear. The blood blister.
Well, that'd make it even better.
I mean, he gets under your skin. That's pretty good, right? And
And he's full of blood.
How about we just like pull off like your, we just pull off like your pinky nail or something.
K6 loving those limps. Then he's got the 6-4. Doesn't raise this time.
That's his favorite hand. Why isn't he raising? Sydney making it 125
Whoa.
with eights. And Stewart has aces again.
Bad news, Sydney.
2 for 3 with the aces.
It's going to cost you more than 125.
The question is if Stewart prices it such that Sydney can call or not to set mine.
They are pretty deep here between
Yeah.
the two of them. Stewart's got to be thinking about that. Let's see how much he makes it.
400.
400. So it's
275 to call.
yeah. Stewart only has 3K back. It is not good enough to set mine.
I'm surprised Danny didn't put in the 4-bet there with the 6-4. Yeah, Sydney could call, but you can really fold this hand.
I mean, you're calling specifically to because you believe your eights are good a reasonable amount of the time
Yeah.
here, and he just decides this is a lot to have to deal with. Stewart shows him the good news.
Don't want to deal with the blood blister right now.
Yep. Just got to be deeper. Stewart's sizing in such a way that you just can't profitably call the set mine. It's pretty cool. I mean, we're back. It's good to be back.
I love being back. It's,
Grant-
better, it's better than leaving.
Grant was just telling a really funny joke, and that's why I was laughing.
Yeah.
Grant's, as you know, the
and
joke.
then the monk fell over.
Yeah. That's not my soda.
Oh, he didn't say that. No way.
No one ever says that after someone delivers a punchline. No one ever says, "Oh, he didn't say that." No way. In the history of man,
People say that all the time.
womankind.
Queen
Top
5
pair.
of diamonds. Queen 5 of diamonds. I picked Queen 5 of diamonds.
I'll go with top pair and Joseph.
People would love it.
Will Danny check raise? That is the question that we must ask ourselves.
Let's find out. He blocks king queen.
He's often raising, but not this time.
Yep. He also just got caught,
Yeah.
and so he may be a little less interested in. He may feel like Joseph's slightly more apt to call. Let's see if Joseph bets again.
Can probably get one more bet in either now or on the river.
Yep. He decides to bet now and charge the draws.
Big charge, 200 and a 250.
Yep.
Now Danny can probably just fold.
Yeah, Danny can't call profitably here. He can. It's fold or raise time, I think. Well, let's look at Joseph.
Joseph has not been particularly active.
No.
It's not a great player to
Danny
raise.
calls and misses, and this is the problem, of course, with just calling there on the turn.
I imagine we'll see a check back and a win for Joseph. Be a surprise
Yep.
to see anything else.
That's exactly what happened, and Joseph's like, all right.
He even got up from his chair there.
Yep. Well, I think he was like, did I win?
Well, the poker element.
Did I win, though?
He did. He got the chips.
Does that mean you won, though? Just because
No.
you get the chips,
No,
winning
you
can be different.
You can just grab the chips sometimes.
People do that.
Yeah. It's been done.
Yeah. When I say people do that, that means it's been done.
Okay.
It's weird for you to say it's
All
been
right.
done.
Look.
Are you trying to support me or
I'm trying
undercut
to
me?
fill the air.
No one wants you to do that.
Okay.
Here's Stewie Younger with the 5-4 suited.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But there's lower levels of it where it could be like uncomfortable and funny, but not too bad. Grant is now in protest.
Yes. Silent protest.
Not
until now.
anymore. As soon as I say that, he breaks the silence. He can't
I
help
had to.
himself.
I want to talk. K6. He looks like K6 called with the ace-4 off. I think a 3-bet might have been a superior option. But
Well, when Stewart has 5-4, it's perfect to call. You got him dominated, just never fold.
Stewart just kind of
Yep.
gave up on that bad board for his hand.
Yep. He's like, I need at least one club on there to even consider anything. I don't even think about things. I'm the blood blister.
What's there to think about? You just fill with blood and sometimes pus. And
Yeah,
just-
sometimes pus.
you sit there.
It's important to know that you also have pus in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That could be a good nickname for him.
Pus.
Pussy Stewart. Just trying out stuff here,
Yeah,
you know.
it's great. I'm sure he loves it. Sydney's got 10s.
Sydney now 2.5xing his opens even into Danny straddles. That's kind of cool. I like that.
Looks like
Sure.
Danny's gonna stick around with the 8-9.
Makes sense. Dude, 10-7-6, crazy.
Pretty safe flop for 10s. Not amazing, but pretty good.
Yeah. Could check or bet.
Danny not taking the bait
Well-
now. Danny is caught up just enough to lose some money.
Indeed.
I imagine we'll see a bet from Sydney now.
It'd be very surprising to see him check a second time. And here it comes. Looks like
Danny
55.
is definitely calling.
Yep.
I think we might see a check river, but we'll see.
I don't think so. I think Sydney can bet for value here.
Yeah, you think about half pot, something like that?
Yeah. Like if you check, Danny's going to bet a jack anyway. I think you're betting 10, so try and get value out of exactly a 9 or a stubborn Danny.
Looks like he goes
75.
for 75. It's
Yeah.
a really small bet.
Making it real easy for a 9 to call. And Danny cannot resist the temptation. Sydney gives him the old knuckle. He knuckles the table when Danny shows his hand, but Danny is the loser. You don't do that. That's mean.
That basically means I just wrecked you.
Yeah.
And you are nothing compared to me.
You see what I'm holding up here? It's your ass in my hand.
What?
Like I ripped it off you and I'm holding it. That's how much I dominated the situation. Is that just inappropriate?
I
feel like it might be.
I don't know if it's inappropriate. I just don't think it makes any sense.
I'm gonna start saying that to people at the poker table, I think.
I don't believe that you are.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
Hey, Stuart has kings. This kid just can't miss.
This kid's picking up all sorts of powerful hands. Sydney with the real hand.
Couldn't think of anything, huh?
Nope. There's the call, and here we go. Well. A king would certainly be an interesting turn card.
That would. I don't see Sydney folding on this flop unless
way.
Stuart sizes it up real big.
He's not going to go tiny with this wet a board. Yeah, 110 into, what is that, 145. But Sydney, I can't imagine Sydney's folding with position here.
It'd be nice to have the ace of hearts instead of the 10 of hearts,
Yep.
but you'll take it.
You live with it. Oh, my. Open-ended and a heart. You don't know if the heart's good, but
You don't feel amazing about the heart, but I don't think Stuart can bet now.
exactly.
That part's nice for Sydney.
Sydney might take the shot himself. Stuart
It-
does check.
Sydney's usually losing, so
I think you should bet here.
Yeah.
See if he agrees. Yep. He's also building a pot, so if he improves and wants to get, like, it's more of a king is what he'd be looking for to get value from. There's no way Stuart can fold here, right, for 120.
What do you think about the sizing? I want to fold out a jack. Do you think this is folding out a jack?
Probably. I think it probably is. Stuart's aware he's just losing a lot now, just drawing
Yeah.
dead a lot, right? So
And the ace of hearts
Wow.
comes. I don't know if Sydney can bet for value.
he's got the third nuts, but it's hard to get value here.
It's
Let's
really
see if he
hard
tries.
to imagine Stuart
Yeah.
calling.
He just knows Stuart's not going to call with like the 8 high flush, which is the next best card, right?
Yeah.
How does Stuart even have the 8 high flush?
It seems
It's-
very unlikely.
yeah. Stuart's either got you or is folding, and he knows it. Cool hand. Stuart looked at the sky like the gods had betrayed him. Just there. I wish
Yeah.
we could do a little rewind and highlight for that.
Wow, we
Turn
don't
that
have-
into an NFT or something.
We'll turn it into an NFT.
NFT that.
Blood Blister NFT. It's for sale now.
Yeah, it's one of 1,000. It's a limited run. Three ETH each. 3 Ether each.
I think that sounds fair.
I mean, this is something we haven't really thought about. Monetizing.
Stuart.
Well said.
How can we best monetize Stuart? That is the poker guy's
I think the
business
answer is
model.
clearly Blood Blister NFTs.
Yeah, I think you're right.
What else is even a reasonable thing to talk about here? Kevin wins with the best hand. No problem.
I'm excited for Stuart to hear his new nickname. See how he feels.
The Blood Blister?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. He's probably not going to love it, though.
I don't think he's gonna love it. Just to remind Stuart, it was Jonathan who came up with that. Just want to remind
Yeah,
little Stuart
I came up with it.
about that.
Absolutely. I'm proud of it. Because he gets under your skin and he's pussy. Start with the straddle, and here we go. Danny raising the king queen. K6 probably already regretting his completing the small blind, but he's going to put that money in. Maybe he's not regretting anything.
He's doing all right against these hands.
Yes, he is. How about now?
Not anymore. You didn't let me finish. I said until the flop, but you didn't let me say it.
It checks through, and that jack,
Somebody could rep that. K6 could have repped that.
anybody could have repped that, I think. Even Stork could have repped that. He's thinking about it right now. He's decided it's
He-
time to fire.
You can rep a jack. That's
Yep. Any of these guys could have checked a jack on the flop reasonably.
It'll be interesting to see what Danny does. with
Surprised
his-
Danny didn't bet the flop or the turn, though,
Yeah.
with the king queen. But I guess three ways he just didn't want to deal with it. Anyway, hands over, and Stuart gets to win with the worst of it.
The second worst of it.
Yeah. The second worst of it. But it doesn't roll off the
That's
tongue.
what people call you. It's your
The,
nickname.
the second worst of it?
Yeah.
That's because you're the worst of it,
No,
right?
no, it's not.
What's the worst of it?
We don't know. We just know that there's got to be something worse. Like, we know that. But you're pretty bad.
Just geologically, there
Yeah,
just has to be.
yeah.
Makes sense.
Law of large numbers and whatnot.
Mm. It's not what the law of large numbers
It's not
means,
at all.
but it's
not at all,
fine.
but that's okay.
So Joseph with kings, and he's going to get some action.
K6, 7-3 suited. All right. The game is out of the muck.
These guys are deep as hell. 3.5K effective between the two of them. Danny in as well with 2.8K. 7-3 does flop the gutter.
It's a bit of a scary flop for kings when you're four ways.
Yep. Kevin also with a gut shot. A lot of bad cards here on the turn.
Joseph just checks it.
Well. Danny picks up the second nut flush draw. And Joseph cannot wait any longer.
Danny
And
just
everyone
lets
gets
it
out
go.
of the way.
That's a pretty good result with kings. You feel pretty good about that.
On that board, I
yeah.
think so. You're like, please don't raise, please don't raise.
You're just folding. Yeah.
Yeah, but, you'd rather win the pot.
Yeah, I guess it's better
If
to
it's,
win.
if it's between winning and losing, that's...
If I had to pick, do I
What-
have to pick one?
No.
Okay.
No, you can pick multiple outcomes.
All right.
So what do you pick?
I want to chop the pot.
Chop the pot and lose? Those are the ones you're picking?
I want just chop.
I said you could pick
Oh,
multiple.
I want to chop the pot and I want to win.
Which do you want to do first?
I'll chop it first.
Right. Exactly. So Danny's going to raise to queen 10.
He's gonna do what now?
He's going to raise to queen 10 with 40. Sydney's going to... Oh, these are just straddles.
Yeah, these are
They're blind raises.
Blind raises. They don't,
Danny
they're,
makes it 40. Sydney makes it
they're
80.
not live raises, so
Yeah.
you can't. If nobody raises again.
Wait, did Joseph just call?
Yeah, he did.
That is weird. Did he not know that?
I think he must have. been
Why
paying
would you
attention.
just call with king queen? Maybe he thinks someone's going to put in a ridiculous raise. Here we go. It's the
Kevin-
9-3 off.
I mean, you can't call with king queen now.
How much did Kevin move in for?
1.1.
1.1. Yeah. And he gets to show everyone and rub it in their faces. Look at Stuart. The blood blisters. Loving it.
He's becoming more bulbous as we speak.
Look at Kevin. He's having a great time now.
You got the 9-3 off through, you know?
Yeah. There was reasonable money in there. There was like $300 in there.
I don't think it was that much.
Well, it's 80 from Sydney, 80 from Joseph, 80 from K6.
Oh,
That's
I
already
forgot about-
240.
I forgot about K6.
Danny had 40 in there. That's 280, and then the 20. Yeah, there actually was $300
Yeah, there
in
was.
the pot.
You're right. Now we're just back to playing normal 20 on the button. Sydney's had a hand out of the small blind every time that
It's
this has
true. It must look like he's being ridiculous, but
Yeah.
he's always had something he could raise.
K6 with the K6.
Stuart has the best hand.
Gonna be hard to realize that. Although maybe now a little easier.
He's going to check in K6 with two back doors and an over, but he's going to check as well, and everybody misses the turn.
It's just a bad card for everybody.
Yep. Check number one, check number two, and K6 says, all right, you guys should have something if you're going to bet. So I'm going to bet. 'Cause I guess you-
What? What are you saying? Did he bet 20? No.
Wow. Sydney still thought about it, and Stuart,
It can't be 20. There's only 2 chips out there.
maybe it's 50.
I think it might have been 200.
Oh, that would have been a pot-sized bet. That feels like, 20, they probably missed
Yeah.
the last zero. That makes the most sense. Anyway, law of large numbers there,
Yeah, Laura. Yeah.
Just say that for anything.
Yeah.
the cop like pulls you over. Do you know how fast you're going? You're just like law of large numbers.
man. Don't you get it? Don't you get it? Don't you understand science at all? Pig.
Grant's dad is a cop, so he can say that.
Yeah, of course.
But Grant hates his dad. Not because he's a cop. He just hates his dad.
No cops in my family.
All right. But you do hate your dad.
Okay, great.
Hey, all right. Let's play some poker. Top pair for a K6. Nothing for Sydney. K6 just limping that king queen. He's limping along like a man with a bad leg.
Wow.
I mean,
that might not be appropriate.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, you did it.
How is that offensive, though? I've just said he's limping
If-
like a man with a bad leg.
Okay.
Like, that's just descriptive, is it not?
I'm sure most people won't be offended.
Yeah. People like you are going to be offended. I think that one's okay. Let us know if it's a problem.
If we keep recording for another hour, I think Jonathan's going to start saying stuff that gets us banned from YouTube.
I always worry about like 10 years from now, too, that whole thing.
Well,
Like,
it seems like you don't worry, though.
no, I worry just after the fact.
Ah.
I can't control the words before they come out, you know.
Right,
It's
of
only-
course. Who can?
Right. Everyone just pretends. Joseph with the Jack.
Looks like you made it 150 there.
Seems right. And Danny is going to come along with the 8-7 off. Danny's here to play.
He loves to play.
He does.
Well, it's a terrible flop for jacks, but it's not great for a 7-8 either.
Yep. It's 3 cards, and there they are.
There is an 8 out there.
Yep. And here's the last card. And is it just going to check one more time? It is. And Danny's just like hoping he's up against a hand like,
Ace-jack.
I guess. You usually lose if you're Danny, right? I guess it could be 7s. You could be
I'm a little
sevens or
surprised to not see
6s.
Danny start betting on the turn there when Joseph checks back on the flop. It seems like you're usually losing to one of the 3 obvious hands. With 7-8 there, 9s, 10s, or jacks.
Well, it's king queen. You could be losing to like ace queen as well.
I
Very
guess
reasonably.
ace queen, yeah. That's the one that might call you, but you could
Oh,
you could probably win with 2 bets most of the time.
Yeah,
Against,
2 bets. 2 bets you got a shot.
against Joseph's range there, unless Joseph is getting extra tricky, which he hasn't shown so far.
Yeah, that's fair. K6 completing the small blind. Danny
Danny.
coming along with a worse 10.
Just gonna limp.
And Stewart looks like he's going to make him pay with his own 10.
Everybody's got a 10.
There's no way Danny's folding 10-8 suited here. There's 0% chance. You can see the chips splashing in.
Oh, they splash.
Again, these guys very deep. And Danny outflops him, but Stewart's open-ended.
Stewart likes the flop.
Stewart may just get to win this by betting twice. Danny calls quickly. Also, he could, of course, win the hand with it by improving. There you go.
That's a pretty good way to improve. And Danny actually has the gut shot, too, so Stewart might get another bet out.
I would expect he's getting another bet out a lot, unless he sizes this up very big. Now, he might size it up because of the clubs.
Diamonds are there, too, which are possible but less likely than clubs.
Yeah. What do you think? What's a reasonable size here? 340?
I think you can go 400.
Yeah, you're right. 400's fine.
Maximum charge. You probably get called by a jack anyway.
He announced some amount.
It looks like he bet
Whoa,
big.
Whoa. Is that 600?
525.
525. So almost a full pot.
This might actually fold Danny out.
Yeah, it does. He's trying to either charge the clubs, and he shows the nuts.
You get called by a jack.
Yep, exactly.
Wonder if Danny would have reacted differently to 400 or 350.
I feel like he's calling 350, but what do I know? I just work here.
Yeah.
I'm just a guy.
Just Tilda
With a dream.
Swinton's coworker.
Yeah, she's no longer an intern. She's now fully on Poker Guy's staff, fully integrated.
Right, but we
into
don't
the
pay.
system. No, but she's not an intern.
Right, we don't call her an intern
She has a
anymore.
title that's not intern.
Yeah, it's
Worker.
Tilda.
Tilda worker. Worker Tilda, I
Yeah.
think is what we're still brainstorming that
it's
one.
a
right?
workshopping situation.
Looks like Kevin put in the big 3-bet and wins again.
And that'll do it.
Lots of 3-bets for Kevin. Lots and lots of 3-bets. And that is going to do it, by the way. You see Sydney's the big winner. Joseph K6 also doing well. And we will see you next time for more Poker Time. All right.